When I was planning my trip to Iceland, I wanted to do something that's a little offbeat, something that every Irish tourist doesn't do, and since I was not driving a car, it had to be a day tour. And that is when I found out about Icelandic Highlands. Then I searched a little bit on Get Your Guide and I found out that a lot of companies were offering tours to Landmannalauger, which is a part in Icelandic Highlands, and it's accessible via day tours from Reykjavik. I did a lot of research and turns out this is something that you can only visit in summer because there's a very small window to visit Landmannalauger and it is only open for 3 months in the whole year because the weather conditions are pretty dangerous the rest of the year. When I was in Iceland, I had the ideal conditions to visit Landmannalauger, so I thought I should not miss this opportunity and I booked a day tour. And coincidentally, this was with glaciers and waterfalls as well. I've put the link to this tour in my description box, so you can definitely go and check it out if you like. Meet again! Good morning!
I got some fellow Canadians here.
Hello!
With me. Yep.
Hi!
Right. Hi, good morning.
Whoops! Only I can do that. First stop of the day is a gas station. We got some drink, a coffee, and a sandwich. And then we headed towards the Highlands. It's a long way to Landmannalaugar, so you can expect to spend about 3 hours one way on the bus. But trust me, it is going to be worth it and you will see why. Also, as we were heading towards the Highlands, I could see the landscape change. I could see the hills turning into a little barren, tourists disappearing, there were no cars, no buses as you would see in the other parts of Iceland, and I could tell this is a place where not many people go and not a lot of people know about it as well. This tour was not straight up taking us to Landmannalaugar. We had a couple of stops in between and the first one was Helperforce, or also known as Help Waterfall. It's about 1 hour 40 minutes from Reykjavik, and as soon as you get here you realize how remote this place is, and being one of the most accessible waterfalls in the country, Helperforce was very much empty. It was just our tour group and a few more people over there. You can walk a few steps down to the base of the waterfall. I did not go there, I just saw it from this viewing platform. And I also read that you can take a dip in the falls, but do that only if other people are doing that, because I don't know, don't take my word for it. But let me tell you one thing, Iceland's waterfalls are pretty damn impressive. And talking about waterfalls, I really want to show you the next place we visited. However, remember, to get here you have to drive on F roads. I have no idea how clear you can hear me, but we have just started on the F roads, I think. And what are F roads? Well, these are unpaved gravel roads which are only open in summer and accessible by a 4x4 vehicle. So do not make the mistake of going to Icelandic Highlands without a 4x4 because most of the route is on F roads. And 45 minutes of driving on F roads later, we were at our next destination called Valley of Tears. That's the English name and I cannot pronounce the Icelandic name because it's super difficult. I am not even trying. Iceland is just so rugged, like there's nothing and no one here. It's just us, and like these cliffs are also not fenced, so like you can understand how beautiful this place is. And still untouched, even with all of that tourism. Whoa, this is amazing.
Like, do you see, like, is that a dead swan over there?
That's our little group that we are traveling with today, and oh my goodness. Look at how amazing this part of Iceland is. I mean, I could never imagine seeing this in Iceland. Wow. This is incredible. I don't know the name of this place because this was not part of the tour. Marcel saw us gawking at this place, so he stopped the tour bus and let us take some pictures and like absorb the view for like 5 minutes. Then we were on the road for another hour or something and I could see the highlands showing up. The scenery was so beautiful. It was so barren, so rugged, and I was not expecting Iceland to have this kind of natural diversity. We did a couple of river crossings which was super cool, and I was thinking I wish we were in a car and I could stop here. I would take some drone pictures, but yeah, I could not. However, we reached Landmannalaugar soon enough and I was speechless. Hello from Landmannalaugar. I butchered the name. But these are Icelandic Highlands and these are amazing. So we've just reached the parking area, which is this. There are tents, so I'm assuming you can camp over here. There are toilets, which we are going to use. And then we are going on a short hike to see the Rhyolite Mountains, which this place is famous for. But wow, look at this scenery. These are Icelandic Highlands, central of Iceland, only accessible in summers, and a must visit. Landmannalaugar is pretty remote, so you can expect to have very basic amenities over here, which include a bathroom, some showers, a camping ground, and a visitor center. To use the bathroom, you have to pay 2,500 Icelandic krona or $25, which is also used for maintaining the washrooms, which were very clean, by the way. The bathroom access fee was included in our tour price, and the total tour price was $230. Which I know is a little steep, but Iceland is expensive, and getting someone to drive you here in a small group was actually very good. So I highly recommend taking a tour here because I found it much more worth the money than renting a car and going through all of that hassle of driving on off-roads by yourself. If you want to stay overnight, there are two options: camping and mountain hut. Camping spots cannot be reserved and are given on a first come first serve basis, but you can make reservations of the mountain hut, which has a kitchen and a few rooms to sleep in. But these places book out very quick, so make sure you have your reservation done well in advance. We had about 3 hours to spend here, and the first thing that we did was go on a hike. We are at the base of the Sulphur Mountain, and it kind of smells like rotten eggs. Oh wow, it does smell like rotten eggs, right? Landmannalaugar is famous for hiking, so there are a lot of hiking trails here. This is kind of a paradise for me, and I really wanted to stay overnight and explore this area more, but that is reserved for next time. The most famous place here is the Sulphur Wave, which resembles the wave in Peru. You can hike to the top of this mountain, which is about 6 kilometers return, can take about 2 to 3 hours, but we did not do that. We just went to the base of the mountain, and so that is the wave. And we are at a point where you're like standing very close to this mountain, and those are the hot springs, and you can smell sulfur here, so it smells pretty bad. And it looked spectacular. There's a lot of geothermal activity in this area. That is why you are seeing so much smoke coming out of the ground. But all of these natural activities make this place look magical. There's so much to see in this area that now I understand why people say that this was the highlight of their trip, because now it is my highlight as well. It leaves you speechless. We spent some time at that point and then headed back. We were given about 1.5 hours to spend here and do whatever we wanted to. There was a natural hot spring which I wanted to take a dip in. I was also wearing my bathing suit underneath, but then I decided I should not. I can just leave it, and I stayed there to take photos and videos of the area because I was mesmerized by this place. It is just majestic. Like how the colors show up. Wow. If you're coming to Iceland in summers, don't forget to put Icelandic Highlands in your bucket list. This particular area is called Landmannalauger. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll put down what it is in the description box so you can just check it out. I booked this tour with Get Your Guide, so I absolutely love it. I have a referral link that you can use to book it if you want to, so I just get like a little bit of commission out of it, and the rest, it's up to you. But if you book via Get Your Guide, come on your own, do whatever, but do this place. It's so amazing. And oh my god, you know what? Do you see this? Do you recognize this? this was Dragonstone in, what do you call it, Game of Thrones. Yeah, exactly, that's it. Sorry, it's called Dragon Glass, but how amazing, right? Now tell me in the comment section below, do you think Landmannalaugar is worth a visit? And if you do plan to visit this place, just remember about the roads, the 4x4 and the basic amenities. Also remember there are no fuel stations here, so make sure you have your tank full and have extra couple of cans of fuel if need be. And there are no restaurants as well. But there is a unique convenience store called Mountain Mall, which are buses selling convenience store stuff in the area during the season only. So yeah, now you can imagine how remote this place is with very basic necessities. So remember this thing when you're going there. Do not rely on any kind of services because there's barely anything there. We spent a total of 3 hours in this region and then we headed back to Reykjavik, which was another 3 hours. So if you are coming here, just remember that you will be spending around 6 hours in a tour bus, and that's gonna be extremely uncomfortable because F-roads are pretty bumpy. But being here, being away from the crowds, just seeing Iceland in its purest form was the ultimate experience. This day was the highlight of my trip and I cannot recommend you enough to go and visit Landmannalaugar if you're going in summers. It was so beautiful and I was just sad that this trip is coming to an end, but I am going to definitely come back to Iceland and I have a few places in mind that I want to do again, and Landmannalaugar is one of those places. So tell me in the comment section below, would you go here? And don't forget to follow me on Instagram because this week when I'm uploading the video, I'm in Cancun, and if you want to see all the shenanigans, whatever's happening, you might want to check my Instagram stories. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do it right now and give this video a like if you found it thoughtful, useful and informative. I will see you next week with another video. I just have 2 more videos left about Iceland and that will conclude the Iceland series. I am excited for the next 2 videos and I'll see you next time. Bye!